Welcome back to Keys Prop Hunt. On today, we'll be looking for some props that we can hit on. Let's get into it. Starting out here, looking from the left-hand side. Outside a Singer and a couple Cabrera here, some arms that haven't pitched much this season. It looks pretty bleak for left-handed hitters. Singer's facing a Baltimore lineup that's Calger, Henderson. Who else is in that lineup from the left-hand side? I feel like that's about it. They may have some. Oh, Rushman is a switch. Outside of that, nothing. Baltimore's been pretty, I don't know, mid. Cabrera facing Milwaukee. Argetti facing Tampa Bay. Castillo facing Toronto. Keller could get into some trouble here. So throwing his four-seamer for the most part. A lot of secondary pitches that he's throwing about the same percentage of the time. Looks like he's aiming to go for this curveball on put away. So about all of them are striking out to this curveball. That doesn't look the best. I can see him going there a lot. As of late, Garcia hasn't. About everybody else has. In which he has a home run there. Change up. So Garcia kind of looks the best here too, as far as that. Well, Millis, a 7.1% K. Ruiz looks pretty good. 11.1% barrel for Garcia, 4 home runs, 13% for Abrams. What is this, a changeup? I doubt he throws a sweeper much. So 3 home runs in the last 30 for Garcia. My bad, I don't know why I just yawned. Garcia has been hot though. I don't know what he's using the sinker for. This is getting just, yeah, I don't know what he's using that for. Might as well stick to this curveball and this four-seamer. I'll look at four-seamer real quick, but for the most part, they should be able to hit this four-seamer. In which you got Wood going 6 home runs against it. That's what I'm saying. I doubt he throws a four-seamer to Wood, though. Garcia started to hit it as of late. You might throw one to him. Off the bat here, I like Garcia for a hit. I will say he's been in play for a homer as of late. You know, he's batting behind Wood. If you don't want to go at Wood, you know, you're not going to walk 2 back-to-back. So you kind of have to go at Garcia. So being by Wood, honestly, has helped him quite a bit. You know, even though Wood has fell off a little bit in June, I say. Didn't have the best month there at all. You know, he's still in play at all times for a homer. I'm sure they've seen Keller before. And Keller is someone that can struggle with lefties. Wood's barrel is the highest on the team in the last 30. Just don't have necessarily the amount of home runs that Garcia is getting off this pitch mix in the last 30. So I like Garcia for a hit. Wood, as I mentioned, is always in play for a homer. Just got to deal with the K's with him. But it's not like Mitch Keller, you know, is throwing heat or anything. So Is this Miami game in? Okay, may tag this Phillips dude. So struggles a bit more. Platooned. Okay, it is getting some swinging strikes though, for sure. So I was gonna say Kurtz, but she's 44%. Okay. McNeil and Cortez don't look bad there, but about mid. So Kurtz can hit this sweeper though. If he goes into what is fourth pitch there. Not bad against a sinker. Um, very small sample size against that curveball. Can hit the curveball last year. Maybe Kurtz yard here. I'm gonna say Kurtz possibly got a chance to go yard here. Phillips 8.9% barrel against lefties going into the small ballpark in Sacramento. Kurtz hasn't had one. He didn't have one against the Dodgers in last series. I don't think so. Can't remember off the top of my head. 11 against his pitch mix on the year. 21% barrel. I would say Kurtz there to go yard. His K rate is a bit too high for me to be comfortable with a hit here, especially with Phillips having a decent swing and strike there. But he can make contact and send one. So Kurtz there possibly go yard against Phillips. Outside of that, look at Poliante real quick. Struggles more so to lefties. Um, he got a couple in this Cubs lineup. So he's not missing bats at all with this four seamer. Oh, look at that. 243 for PCA on the year. Is hitting it more as of late. Hap doesn't look bad there at all. But he does recently. Um, so PCA there on that four seamer, and then it looks like he's going put away with this knuckle curve and this slider, which PCA is 370, 18% K, 3 home runs. Hap is striking out, but he does have the home runs there too. 25% barrel, 50% sweet spot. So slider PCA is really hidden. Not so much the knuckle curve. None of them are really. He's barely throwing this splitter at all, but is PCA hitting it? Yes, he is. I like PCA here for a hit. Poliante's ground ball, fly ball is extremely high, so I don't necessarily want to attack him for a home run, but you could there. I'm unsure of what the weather looks like in Chicago. Actually, we can go look at that real quick. So 84 degrees, wind's really not a factor. This Washington game, sheesh. Yankee Stadium, be hot in Cleveland. probably should have checked this before I started recording. Um, okay, Cincinnati, Atlanta. Okay, not bad at all. Okay. I mean, that goes along the lines of the plays we looked at. We didn't really look into Singer though. We did look on the um so Cowser looks really good against this pitch mix. I will say they have moved Gunner back into the let's look at these pitches he's getting swinging strikes on. They have moved Gunner back into the leadoff spot. So that's to note that he is back in that spot. And he did look good last series. So I give him that. So mid, well, less than mid on this slider, sweeper, and cutter, but isn't K'ing though. So I do like that. Can he hit this sinker? He can hit the sinker too. Home run it for Cowser there as well as Gunner. %16% on the year is not bad at all. Possibly Gunner here for a hit. Maybe home run, long shot. Cowser looks the best there. I'm not sure what he's been doing as of late. I want to say he went yard in their series against who were they just facing? I want to say it's Chicago, the White Sox. I think he went yard in that series. I do like that as of late. Gunner's not striking out to the secondary pitches that he is getting whiffs on. On the year, yes, it's kind of high. Basalo for the year doesn't look bad either. Low K, decent barrel. I don't think he's been good as of late though, being Basalo, but he's still not K'ing though, which is a great thing. But 321 in the last 30 for Gunner, and as I mentioned, they just moved him into the leadoff spot, so maybe that will get him going. Okay, I think that may be it from the left-hand side. We looked Paliante, Paredes. We can look here real quick. Okay, so not a huge sample size for him here. Going four-seamer, getting him off the four-seamer with the changeup. Looks like sweeper and cutter. He's going for his putaways. So look there. Bellinger looks the best. Rice looks mid for sure. Chisholm has the most barrel there. Let's look last 30. So nothing from them all. The Yankees have looked bad as of late. So you already know that Rice, I know I've gone over it quite a few times. Rice can hit the four-seamer, that's not a question. Can hit this changeup, as I see here, 25% barrel. But I hate that he's not able to hit this sweeper and cutter. 58% strikeout there against this sweeper. Does have a barrel there. And maybe Chisholm to go yard here. Cutter. So can't hit the cutter. He's not striking out against it, so I like that. Chisholm does have some strikeouts there against this cutter. Let me see if this is variance. Was he hitting a sweeper last year? So he wasn't really hitting it last year, but he wasn't striking out. And maybe Chisholm to go yard here, honestly. Was Rice hitting this last year? He was, but he's not this year for some reason. Well, 240 isn't bad. 40%. Sweet spot. I think Jazz or Rice here for a hit, but also to go yard, possibly. Um, Brady's. I mean, his barrel isn't bad by any means. 5%. That's pretty good. Small, very small sample size for him though. And you got that short right field porch in Yankee Stadium. So Rice has the most home runs against this pitch mix. Then you got Chisholm there. Uh, and then last 30, 13% barrel. So possibly there. And then you just saw me look at the weather out that way. So it looks pretty good. The wind's blowing. The wind's blowing in Cleveland too, but I don't trust their righties. I think Martinez is out right now, and he'd be the righty that I trust there. I mean, Fry comes in and hits left-handed pitching, but is that someone that I would bank on? Not really. Rocchio did have a walk-off yesterday, though. So that's pretty good there for them. We got Scott versus Atlanta from the right-hand side. Riley, no. Um, who else is a righty in that lineup? Just like not Bart, no. Oh, Dubon. I forgot about Dubon. Okay, throwing the four seamer 47% of the time. Um, Sweeper a little bit there is getting some whiffs on this sweeper. The cutter as well, slightly. So 289 there for Dubon. 7% K, 44% sweet spot. Small sample size there for Bart. Um, so 273 in the last 30, 9% K. So I do like that for him. And then you're throwing a four seamer. The bond's about mid against that four seamer, but good as a lay. I like Dubon here for a hit. He's been good for like honestly probably the last month and a half of what I've noticed. Very low ground ball, fly ball there too. Um, so the Yankees don't really have righties that will hit right-handed pitching. Goldschmidt's really good against lefties. Since he has some capable righties to get to Rogers, Eli, Steer, Stewart, McLean. I think Suarez must be back then. All right. So throwing this four seamer 45% of the time. Change up to get him off of it. Sweeper has some put away there, some swing and strike as well. Sinker not so much. This cutter probably just needs to stop throwing it. Okay. So let's look at this sweeper and this change up. Steer looks really good there. Eli has a batting average, but that K rate is absolutely horrible. Stewart 294 mid on his K rate. So Steer doesn't look good in the last, well, small, very small sample size. Um, in the last 30 against these two pitches. Eli only has one at bat and he struck out. Stewart 50% strikeout on 6 at bats. I will say Marte just got back too, so he's another capable righty. That can get to Rogers for sure. Let me look last year to see a bigger sample size over the course of a year. So Spear looked good there. 26% K. 250 for Eli. 21% K. Doesn't look so good there for Marte. And Stewart barely played. Okay, these secondary pitches are getting hit though, as is this four-seamer. So Eli's really hitting four-seamer. All three of them are, honestly, being Eli, Stewart, and Steer. Soares is too, just K'ing a bit. Will look last 30. Small, very small. They haven't been seeing lefties at all. So Steers and Eli, Stewart does have the K problem there. Both Steer and Eli do have a home run against it in the last 30. However, I've been seeing Stewart. Stewart's been hitting, to be honest. Just took Mizorowski deep yesterday. I say hit wise, I'd go Stewart, Steer, and then Eli. And then if you want to go yard here, I lean. I want to say I lean Steer, but for some reason I think it's gonna be Eli. Can go either way there. And as I mentioned, Stewart's been really hot. Okay. You got Peterson versus St. Louis. Let's see if Jordan Walker can get to him. So, throwing the four-seamer for the most part, has a sinker, throws his slider, is gets a put away and has some whiffs against it. So let's look there first. So you got Wynn, who's not striking out against that at all. So he looks pretty good there. Walker 286. They have the most events against that, both with one barrel. I'm not gonna go last 30 just because it's not much of a sample size, so I doubt they have much in the last 30. It is getting some put away with this changeup too. So Walker's hitting that 467, as is Herrera. And one's not hitting it, but he's also not striking out much and has a sweet spot. A good rate there. He's not missing bats at all in this sinker too. So Wynn's hitting that. Walker's about mid there. Let's go. I'm not necessarily worried about that curveball. It could be in play though. I lean Walker for a hit. Did he homer yesterday? He homered against Atlanta. I don't know what day it was. Maybe it was the first day of the series. But either way, he's in play for a homer. Walker. I like him for a hit here. Also like Wynn for a hit as well. Okay. Right hand side. I don't really know who Jack Perkins is, but is struggling with righties a little bit. And righties from Miami I'm looking for is Lopez. Okay. Four-seamer for the most part. Throwing the sweeper with it. A cutter a little bit there too. So 278 for Lopez against this sweeper. Last 30. Not much of a sample size at all. Okay. He's throwing this cutter. He doesn't have any put away with it, so he must be throwing it when he's behind, I'd assume. That's why he's getting barreled. Hernandez with the barrel there. Okay, now what he homered in the last 30 against it being Hernandez. So I do like Lopez is not striking out there either. Rarely throws this change up, but he does throw it. Looks like 2 strike counts a little bit. Do not like that for Lopez. Sheesh. Hernandez does have a home run here. Hernandez may be in play for a homer here, honestly. Small ballpark. I felt like he was due in Colorado and didn't get it done. Yeah, Lopez is hitting a 4-seamer, so I'm not going to be on that one. For the most part, I like Lopez here for a hit outside of this changeup that looked very bad. He's only using it 6% of the time against this cutter and this sweeper. He's hitting that well, and then he's hitting a 4-seamer well too. So I like Lopez for a hit. Possibly Hernandez to go yard there too. And then haven't been looking at these swinging strikes. Feltner. Is it in Colorado? Ramos just got back. He could take him yard. I'm cool on Schmidt. I felt like he was due in Arizona and just didn't get it done. So it has about 4 pitches he's going to for the most part. A slider the most, and then it comes a sinker. Is getting swing and strike on this slider and this sweeper. Ramos 270 against it. I'm pretty sure that slider is what he sent against Gallon. And then I mentioned that Barracuda dude that night, and he ended up doing it. I said small sample size, but he's gone yard a couple times against his pitch mix, and sure enough, he did. And he looks good here. This Bear, he may keep it going. Is it Barracuda? I think. He could keep it going. It's not striking out here. It's a very small sample size though, for sure. But his swing and strike, his what the Feltner's whiffs here, are the highest, in which kids not can against it. Ramos and Schmidt have some home runs there too. And then this sinker and 4-seamer. This 4-seamer is really getting hit. That's what's getting hit. I don't think Adams is back, to be honest, but he could go 7 home runs against his 4-seamer. He must be leaving it in the zone. But these are long shot home runs there. I say Ramos number 1, Barry Coda number 2, and if Adams is back, number 3. Skipping Schmidt. That may be it. I think so. Yeah, I think that may be it. Let me look at Barrel real quick. Yeah, I think I'll call it. Um, As always, if you have any questions with the platform, please let me know. And if anything on here ever doesn't make any sense to you, as far as the different metrics that I'm talking about, please let me know that as well. I love to explain, these different metrics, how to utilize them in your daily prop research as well. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you again.